Okay, folks, I am wanting to read about the motives with Cleo Smith and the person who took her. Really weird. Um, so, as we all know, she was found in someone's house, and not a lot is released about this guy yet. So, I thought we would do a reading and see what we get about him. Just a strange situation all around, but thank goodness that she was found and alive. I mean, after that many days, that's not really, really common for the child to be found alive. So it's a beautiful thing. And let's read about him now. I'm curious to see what the cards have to say about him. Because here's the thing that really threw me, and I'm sure some of you, is that when they found her, she looked like he'd been taking care of her. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one that noticed that she left in pink pajamas and she came back in like a cute little top, and she wasn't, I don't think, wearing her pajamas when they found her. Looked like she had on other clothes. Her hair was nice. It looked like he'd been like taking care of her like his little girl. So it's weird. It's really weird because you just don't quite expect that. So I'm just going to ask for a card that describes his motives in this situation. Motives from the guy that took Cleo Smith. I don't even think we have a name yet on him. I heard he was kind of a big, heavier guy. From one of the neighbors was interviewed. So motives. What were his motives for taking Cleo Smith? I mean, how do you just go and sneak a child out of a tent? It seems so bizarre. I still wonder if Cleo didn't like wake up a little bit and was sort of like, I don't know, hanging out of the tent a little, or had gotten out and walked around. But I know they said the tent being up at a certain height, the zipper kind of made them think that it was an adult that had opened the tent. It's so strange. So motives, well, here we have the tower, so that's never a good card to see. A tower is like everything kind of falling apart, exploding. Definitely not good motives here. It's like something happening really fast, really sudden, and just kind of takes your breath away. Just a really, really unexpected situation that just leaves you feeling shocked. And that was his motive. So did he have something going on in his life that made him feel this way? Did he lose a family member, was trying to gain a family member? Or did he truly have some really, really horrible motives for this child? And for whatever reason, he kept her alive for a little while. That's probably more the truth, and it's terrible. I'm going to ask for one more card on motives because I'm really curious, like, to just clarify, like, what in the world was going on with him that tower moment came in his life. You know, he's had a major falling down is what I see. And maybe that just him giving into like his cravings or something is what's coming to me. Let's see. One more card describing his motives. Motives. You know, you wonder, was he mentally ill? Did he just lose it? Like, or was he a pedophile? And that may have been why the cops were able to find him. One more card to represent his motives. This is somebody, you know, it's kind of a weird card because it sort of depicts that night. Like, it's out at night and a person is walking away out into, you know, out from in the dark, walking away from like good things back here. And he's heading in the other direction. There's water there and there was water by them. And he is heading in a different direction. So he left the good things in his life behind him, obviously, when he made this decision. And he went off into the dark and followed, a darker path. He left good things behind him and followed a darker path. So I think he was with the tower, of course, with these two together. I think he was really motivated by some really dark motives inside of him. And good things were behind him is kind of the message I'm seeing there. Let's ask how she was cared for, because like I said, that seemed really bizarre. That, I don't know. I mean, you hope if he's going to keep the kid, he would take care of her. But let's how she was cared for. People have weird fantasies, and create weird realities. So let's see how she was cared for. How she was cared for. This card right here. Well, that's not really good. I wonder if this guy had experienced some real loss in his life, and that was his tower moment that kind of led to a break and him going off into some weird situation. Because this is how she was cared for, and there's a lot of loss there. So she was probably crying quite a bit. That would only make sense, really. She's taken from her family. There's still, a couple cups here that are standing in this card, meaning this person hasn't lost everything. But here, they're only focused on what they have lost. And it's interesting that it's three, Mom, Jake, and the baby sister, I would say, over here. So whatever he did, she's stuck back at this campground by the water, feeling her loss. So I guess it doesn't matter, is what the cards are saying. It doesn't matter how he cared for her, because that's what she felt was this huge loss, and that's all that was kind of permeating her. Just that's what her time away was like. Let's ask about his personality, because I'm really curious about his personality. Like, was he just a complete lunatic or what? I mean, how do you even be so brazen? Who could be so brazen? It just makes you think, was he on drugs? Was he, what was going on there that he could feel like that was somehow okay? A weird thing, too, is he didn't live far from them. Not at all. He lived like 7 minutes away or something, in the same town, is my understanding. So his personality, this person is down on his luck. It looks like very depressed, feeling a lot of loss. We saw that kind of before, that maybe things in his life were not going well. He felt like good was behind him and he was going off in another direction. And the tower may have been some sort of an unexpected situation that set him off into this weird event. I feel like he was feeling very down, very depressed, like he didn't have a lot going on positive in his life. It's not a reason to kidnap a child, but that's what I'm seeing. Like, he felt really down in the dumps and very, like there just wasn't a lot of good in his life at all. Weird. So let's ask what he's like today while he's sitting in prison. I've heard he's been to the hospital a couple times. It's hard to feel sorry for him. What is he like today? How is he feeling right now? Just tell us how he is feeling right now. So let us see. How is he feeling right now? So that's Temperance. Temperance is a more balanced card. Now, if he's in the hospital, he may be on some medications to make him feel a little more balanced. I don't know why he went in the hospital. I didn't understand quite that, and I don't think I came across that. But I do think they are trying to get him under control and feeling more balanced. I think he's got some real, like a depressive disorder and some weird things going on there. That's what it seems like to me. Yeah, I think he's really super out of balance. They're trying to get him, they're probably giving him medication would be my guess. We'll have to see. Did he try to commit suicide or something? I'm just going to ask for anything else we should know about him. Anything else we should know about this person who took Cleo? Or I'm not going to say the person who took Cleo, because there is always that possibility that somebody else took her and then she ended up with this guy. You just don't know the whole story yet, although it sounds like it was this guy. But I still want to say, tell me about this guy. I'd like to be specific, because sometimes in tarot, you ask the question in the wrong way and you get the wrong answer. So it's really important that you frame your questions kind of to try to get the answer you want. So anything else we should know about this man that Cleo was found in his house? Anything else we should know about him? Yeah, I think he had like just real depression. Anything else we should know about him? Well, that's the Knight of Wands. This is a strange card because it can be a like a searcher card. Like I've had it show up in readings for that. Like somebody who's out searching, somebody who's rescuing, somebody who maybe in his mind he had some weird fantasy, like he was actually doing something good for this girl. Knight of Wands is impulsive too. Like his impulses get the best of him. You can see he's like hanging on for his dear life almost on his horse. If you look at this really close, you know, knights are supposed to be brave and they're supposed to rush into battle. And you see that if you look at the Knight of Swords, he's like gung ho with the sword ready to fight. Knight of Wands, he's rushing in too, but he looks like, oh boy, like, I don't know what I'm getting into. But he's following this like impulse of like, I'm just going to go do this thing. So I think he was really impulsive too. I think he was really, really impulsive. And his impulses got the best of him. That's what it looks like. I mean, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, I don't think he's the most stable individual. I mean, I'm just going to pick up my phone and show you. Like when you see all the cards laid out, you get a real good impression of kind of the, I hope they're all in there, kind of the sickness in him. You can see this way. Yeah. So you can see that. You can see the issues there. Anyway, that's my reading on him. Hopefully we'll learn more about him soon. But yeah, seems to be like an individual that suffered from a lot of depression, maybe some loss, and maybe a moment that really set him off over the edge, like this tower moment that just really made him weird, and do weird things. Okay, I will leave it at that. Take care. Bye.